So we're here at Highfields Sports Club, the third year of our annual Pride in Touch tournament. We have 16 teams, over 200 players. We've got about a dozen or so referees. We've had also a whole heap of volunteers. It's been brilliant to come to Glasgow after previous versions in Manchester and London, and it's ended up being our biggest tournament to date.
You get a lot of curious players that want to try out touch rugby for the first time, so they might be a bit nervous, but I think they come down, they hear the tunes that are playing, they see all the rainbows, all the smiling faces, and I think they realise that actually they can just have a good time. Our ambition is to make touch rugby one of the most inclusive sports there is. We want it to be super accessible to anyone. We don't want there to be many barriers or any barriers to picking up the game for the LGBT community.
What's been amazing over just the 3 or so years that we've been running Pride in Touch has been the interest and the growth and the opportunity we've had to platform good practice from people across the world that are wanting to do more LGBTQ+ inclusive initiatives. Now more than ever, we certainly feel it's really important to make sure that we amplify the voices of inclusion, show people that team sport can be really good for their mental well-being and their physical well-being, and hopefully we've got plenty of those people who have felt like that through enjoying our tournament today.
I love Nottingham, the home of Robin Hood. From the bright lights of Goose Fair to the peaceful nature of the Sherwood Forest woods. There's a feeling of togetherness, unity, pure, honest, love. And that feels great like a bright summer's day at the horses down by the lake at Colic. All I love Nottingham. The River Trent, the embankment, the Nottingham Carnival, different cultures dancing. The diversity, just walking down Columbus Street on a Saturday. The two lions in the square stand tall with pride. And when the markets in town come alive, it gives me life. Listen, as the council house clock chimes, and depending on how many times, lets you know the time. I've been to concerts at the Motorpoint Arena, and I've been to concerts at the Nottingham Caves. I've been here all my life and I'm still amazed by this place. I love Nottingham. Sometimes I stare at Hockley's graffiti colourful walls, and sometimes I gaze at the deers running around Woollerton Hall. Supreme thrills, from chilling up at Greens Mill or up at that castle on the hill. Nottingham, I love you, and I always will. Visit Nottingham today.
So what does it mean to you? The time?
The sweat. The passion.
The thrill.
The determination.
The support.
The camaraderie.
But it's so much more than that.
We're playing for something bigger.
You ready?
question is, how are you going to leave your legacy?
And I'm representing the Hydex programme, which is one of the sponsors of the Touch Rugby World Cup. Hydex is a collaboration of a number of universities based in the Midlands, including the University of Nottingham. One of Hydex's main aims is to support industry to innovate, developing new products and services in the hydrogen economy. We decided to sponsor the Touch Rugby World Cup, particularly in relation to energy use, so that Geopura, a locally based business, can provide hydrogen to be utilised at the event, making the event more sustainable and improving air quality for visitors and competitors alike. We hope this support will encourage others to look for more sustainable ways to run similar events in the future. Finally, just to say, we hope everyone that's involved in the event has a great time.
So we're here at Hillhead Sports Club, the third year of our annual Pride in Touch tournament. We have 16 teams, over 200 players. We've got about a dozen or so referees. We've had also a whole heap of volunteers. It's been brilliant to come to Glasgow after previous versions in Manchester and London, and it's ended up being our biggest tournament to date.
Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, pitside Nottingham for this men's semi-final. It is the Cook Islanders taking on the Aussies. It will be the Cook Islands to get us underway first. They'll have the opening opportunity. The Aussies star-studded right across the field, but these Cook Islanders on the rise. It's Adam Collins in commentary, joined by Mel Day. Mel, what a game to look forward to here.
Very excited for this game, and the Cook Islands here after a classic game against the England Men's Open where they got up by 1 try. The World Cup's been full of classic matches, and the Cook Islands have definitely earned their place to take it up to this Australian men's team.
Yeah, great sporting names littered right throughout the Cook Islands lineup. The Berrymans, the Masters, they have made an impact on this sport and sport in general around the world. The Cook Islands punching well above their weight for a small island nation. And it will be Cookia taking on the Aussies. The countdown. And there's the hooter, gets us underway. Tylan Berryman gets the tap off here in the men's semi-finals. Masters takes it into the line. Tomoko Berryman Duff there, the number 12. Keep an eye on him, dangerous wherever the ball is. Touch made by the Australians, an error for the Cook Islands, so turnover. And the Aussies bring it in the attack straight through the midfield. Ball movement from the Australians. Norman gets it down, sweeper play comes on. It is the Aussies punching hard in the line. There's Hennessy with a short ball, gets away, intercept taken. And now it is spreading the ball out to the left-hand side. The Cook Islanders looking to get their subset. Frenetic start here in the Opens, but that's what we expect from the men.
Yeah, just incredible. And that drive there by Jardel Bob right through the middle of the Cook Islands team just looks very, very classy out there. The number 14, Jardel Bob.
So now we are in the middle of the field. It is the Australians in the attack. Jaden Benbow in the middle. There's Benbow. Back to the right-hand side. Bob for the line. Referee on the spot says the ball was down, and the opening try to the Australians. Jardel Bob, the man with the name in the record books. Just a great play here. Bounce out from Bob and over he goes.
Yeah, just a great little chop line through the middle by Bob and just going straight through those 2 Cook Island medals. What a crowd we have on the field too, by the way, Adam.
And a big atmosphere. The Cookia bringing the drums. I love it.
100%.
Really gets the vibe up here. As they again roll on. The ball back out in the hands of Tortai Masters. Gets him into half. Wrap around play, but they go away back to the left-hand side. Ball from Maxwell Masters over the top, intercepted by the Australians, and now they push up through the middle. Turning defence into attack. There's Bob again into the defensive line. Hands out now for Francis. Francis scoring 17 tries in one game earlier on. Now they push it forward again. Norman, they skip out Norman. Back to the left-hand side, wide ball, and that one to ground. Again, a frenetic pace of the Aussies, and the Cook Islanders stand tall.
Incredible to be here sideline and see the speed of these drives as Cook Islands take it back up to the Australian team.
So now they recover the Cookies on the charge. This is Maxwell Masters. He bends the back of the Aussie defence, driving forward. On the back of that, they get good play, wrapping out into the middle. Final touch coming here. Long ball into space, hands, basketball over the top. A little juggle, but try time to the Cook Islands. There was space aplenty through the link channel. We'll see it again here. There's that beautiful, that was just a direct pass to a link charging into the line, and then the basketball style over the top, but the head of hair from Reed in the link, you can't miss him.
Unbelievable response by the Cook Islands. Unbelievable. Hear those drums. What a score.
So 1-1 here, Australia and the Cook Islands in this men's open semi-final. We've had 3.5 minutes in the first half gone. Quick hands outside of the wing, and that's a great response to the Australians. Try time, Mal Kenny. What a great finish. End-to-end stuff here from the Aussies. There's that beautiful pass from Hennessy, and then the quick hands of Jake Notley. Silky skills, and try time, Mal Kenny.
Those Hennessy skip balls are just so, so sharp. Getting on the outside of this Cook Island defence.
Now the Cook Islands back on the attack. This time, Horatio Edwards in the middle in the number 7. But another turnover, and then words spoken from the players to the referee. And the referee, Baggio, just says, we'll have none of that. And he makes a good early call there and lays the foundation. Players need to know they can't talk back to the referee. And this is a great drive from the Australians. Moffat, Hayden Moffat charges into the line. Here's the Aussies on the attack. Long ball again to the winger, diving forward. Cook Islands come across in cover. There's a clash of bodies on the ground. And another try to the Aussies. That pass, let's see it again. Right to left pass out of half. That's a 35, 40 metre pass. Try time in the corner.
Unbelievable. And the scrambling Cook Island defence, they almost made it back to defend that try, but those long balls are on fire and the wind is up on field 2. So those long balls are getting some assistance for sure.
It's a 3-1 now here. Australia lead the Cook Islands as the Cook Islands go back on the attack. Berryman into half on the loop play. There he is with the ball, going for the line. Referee Shiki says player was onside, touch affected. And Tylan Berryman it is that brings it back to the 7 metre line. He plays it for Tamuri through the line, but caught. And now the Aussies, they've got numbers here. Bob straightens it up through the middle. Good penetration, but loses possession.
Good call by the referee there, I thought.
Yeah, he was looking for a hand in the ruck, but the referee just said no. There was no control there, and I have to say I agree with the on-field referee. As we see the Aussies now standing tall. There is Berryman again. Tylan Berryman in the midfield. Back to Berryman.
We can see the Australian link coming in to make that touch. Amazing, amazing defence by Australia.
There's a pick up and scoop. He gets through behind the line, but a nice touch from Bob. Referee calls it play on, but the final touch was made by Mal Kenny coming across in cover for the Aussies. Now Bob rolls forward once again. Good Marshall King gets the ball, picks up, finds a man on the loop play. Now they look to go back into the middle. Norman on. There's Norman. Back to Norman now. Hennessy into half. Hennessy with a one-handed pick-up. Look out for him. Long ball out. Cut out. Hands it is to the winger. And that will be try time again. The skills of these Australian players, outstanding. Let's see it here. Hennessy. Hennessy with that beautifully timed pass was out in front. Out in front of Hayden Moffat, but then catch and pass skills. Sean Francis on the wing, getting the job done. Try time, Australia.
Those skip balls are killing the Cook Islands out on this left-hand wing. Lovely, lovely play by the Australians.
5-1 now to score, the Australians over the Cook Islands. Here's Masters on the attack once more. Long ball over the top, this time sinking for the winger.
And I think they're calling it back for a touch here.
The line comes up, collapses in. Penalty given. We're going to have conversation here with the defender. For sub. So he had to come in and shut down. The referee said there was too much energy in it. They move the ball to the right. They have a numbers advantage until the sub player comes on. That man comes in the shape of James Courtney. Courtney flies onto the field where it's 6 apiece again. Now the Aussies have to reset. The Cook Islanders moving them around. There's Berryman Duff back on the inside, but touch. Bob comes in from the link position to shut it down. And the Australians stand resolute again in defence. Berryman now into the line. Berryman Duff, they go long. But it was Courtney who got up in the face of the passing channel and knocks it down. And the Aussies roll out, having weathered the storm of the Cook Islanders, really taking it to the Aussies in attack.
But now they've given it away to the Cook Islands. Close to their 7 metre line, a cheap giveaway, and the Cook Islands with another set of 6 attacking this Australian line.
There they are, now on the attack. Keep an eye on the number 4 here. No, the Aussies knocked that one up. Play on is the call, it went backwards. Now some confusion around the roll ball. Energy here from the Cook Islanders. They charge forward, cutting down the options of the Australians. Jordan Marshall-King takes it forward. This is a good D here for the Cook Island team. There's Courtney taking it across field, finding a penalty. The relentless pressure, the Aussies just stuck to the program and took it forward. We have more words to the referees. It is Maxwell Masters being called out by the on-field referee.
Just a quick chat there and no forced subs or anything like that, so...
Now comes the force. This is where the opportunity might come for a forced substitute.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Not showing the respect required to the referee. He kept talking, kept talking. I'm surprised she hasn't forced subbed him here.
Yeah, I thought that was inevitable, but the Cook Islands defending with 6 players.
Hennessy through the middle. Now it's a hand situation. There's a big release from the middle. Hayden Moffat again found himself in space. It was a little dummy. No touch, and then he got the ball out wide. See it there. There it is.
Oh. Lovely little chink through the inside and getting that long ball away to the wing. Sean Francis.
Yeah, again, that's his hat trick here in the first half already. As the wind starts to pick up here now in Nottingham, it'll be at the back of the Aussies, but at the back of the Cook Islanders in the second half. And that will, we've had 12 and a half minutes of this first half here already. Big release off the ground here, but shut down by the Australian defence. Jordan Marshall-King getting across in cover, carrying the right arm injury, but putting it all on the line here for the Emus. And it's just pressure here from the Aussies in attack. They're rolling forward, catching offside. The Cookies are being aggressive, getting up out of the line, but they're getting caught short on the retreat. And it is Bob that charges forward. There's Notley. Notley down now. Corey Russell in the middle. That's Bob. Moffat picks up. There's Moffat again. Russell. Moffat skips out to the right. Numbers here for Notley. Just hitting the beautiful straight line in the link position. And a good heads-up touch from, we'll see it's Moffat that floats across here. That just skips away to the right. There's Notley just hitting a beautiful straight line.
Yeah, just targeting that link hole, opening up the defenders. They look very, very impressive this morning, Australia.
Well, they are really sticking to the task. As we know, they have a program. It's just built on the back of this relentless drive that they have. And when they get down there, there's plenty of options. And the Cook Islands, they keep fighting here. Interference in the ruck there from Corey Russell.
Yeah, very good call by the referee there. Definitely interference in that roll ball. Cook Island 6 again on the Aussie line.
Yeah, nothing intentional there. It was just a just an error, but it caused the interference, so a penalty had to be blown. It is the Cook Islands on the attack now. And Tamuri was a man in half. Moody again. Skip out. Moko. Berryman Duff. This is Berryman now with the ball. Berryman Duff has the ball in the centre. Highland Berryman. Long ball from Berryman Duff, but the winger comes in. The pop ball back over the top. Intercept taken. Sean Francis takes a touch some 20 metres away from where he took the intercept, and on the back of it is a penalty for through the ruck. Just a scramble. Defence turned into attack by the Aussies. Sean Francis, beautifully done. 25 metres on the gain, and then on the back end of it a penalty. So the Aussies charge up over the halfway line.
They are just so fast through the middle of this field. Cook Islands can't get in front of those touches. They're making them to the side and just having to roll back as a long ball out to the wing, and another try to Australia. Yeah,
Mel Kenny is the recipient of that one. It was put over the top and just dropped perfectly into his grasp. And there's the try as we see the replay. It's just starting to mount up here now for the Australians. 9-1, Cook Islands need to come back into the game here. The Maxwell Masters that gets us underway. And big Reed out there as well. He's dangerous. Kobe Reed. Masters with a trail ball back on the inside, and unfortunately for the Cook Islands, goes to ground. So the Aussies taking the ball forward now. Good meters. Now Kenny coming in off the wing to do some work through the middle. Makes some great space, as does James Courtney. This is in the hands of Corey Russell now. Back to Russell. Hennessy into half. Look for the long ball out to the wing on the drift. This one was extra long.
A bit too much juice on that one from Dylan Hennessy, but they're just creating opportunities everywhere.
So they come onto the field now for defence as we see Kobe Reid move the ball out to the left all the way to the wing. There's Berryman Duff. Now the charge comes forward through Tooltime Masters. Now they sweep back to the midfield. Cook Islands on the attack. They've looked dangerous at times. Let's see what they can do on this end touch. And it was Highland Berryman that took it into the line, got the ball away, but the touch was affected. And the Aussies coming to the sideline, but then charging through the middle. Late touch on Notley there. And they reset. Raymond Bob. Into the line. Gardell Bob now gets the ball down. Picked up by Moffat. Moffat's been dangerous. Intercept. Look at the cover come across in the shape of Francis.
Yeah, they'll take the touch there. Great covering defence from Australia.
Sean Francis electrifying. He's another one of these that proves that emus can fly when you see Sean Francis in space. Now it's the middle defence that needs to stand tall here. Cook Islands take it to the right, go to the left, step back on the inside, but the defence is right there. You hear the crowd, the drums, they're right in that corner. This is the Cookier corner. Tylen Berryman. Long ball over the top, unmarked for Graham. And it is Jaden Graham on the end of that beautifully executed long ball. The Harbour Bridge passer just dropped right in his lap.
Check out this ball. And no one around, no dive required. A walk in from the Cook Islands. Lovely ball across the top for Jaden Graham.
Yeah, Graham was the one with his name in the record books, but that pass needs to be recognised as well. That was exceptional. And now it is the Aussies back onto the attack. They won't like that. They never like to see their line broken. There's Hennessy with a nice direct pass through the hands, and Francis gets another one.
Immediate response from Australia as we enter the last minute of this men's semi-final.
Yeah, it was that beautiful direct pass, but then Jack Edwards gets the ball up over the top. Good hand-eye, and he knew that Francis was unmarked outside. And as I said, the Aussies don't like having their line broken, and that's how they respond. It's Francis's fourth try of the half as we see bodies come together, and Maxwell Masters good to see the Aussies come around. Maxwell, just make sure he's okay. Great camaraderie between these two teams. Most of these players well known to each other, and good respect between both parties. There's the siren sounds in the background. They'll take the touch, and that will be the end of the first half. It is Australia dominating 10 tries to 2. Mel, if you're in that fast sub box with the Cook Islands, what's the message you're going to deliver?
I think they look very, very classy in attack, the Cook Islands. It's the midfield D. Australia are just, you used the word earlier, frenetic. They just come at such pace. I think the Cook Islands just need to, if they can, try and make those touches in front of the player. Try and slow up that roll ball a little bit.
Disrupt.
Absolutely. And create a bit of that disruption in the midfield. This is the first time these two teams are meeting at this World Cup. Cook Islands took it to New Zealand and lost that game 14-6. So we know that the Cook Islands can bring it to these big teams.
Yeah, well, it is Australia in control. We're going to take a quick break and bring you all of the action of the second half here. This men's Opens final. Australia 10, Cook Islands 2.
Nottingham, the home of Robin Hood. From the bright lights of Goose Fair to the peaceful nature of the Sherwood Forest woods, there's a feeling of togetherness, unity, pure, honest, love. And that feels great like a bright summer's day at the horses down by the lake at Colic. All I love Nottingham. The River Trent, the embankment, the Nottingham Carnival, different cultures dancing, the diversity, just walking down Columbus Street on a Saturday. The two lions in the square stand tall with pride. And when the markets in town come alive, it gives me life. Listen, as the council house clock chimes, and depending on how many times, lets you know the time. I've been to concerts at the Motorpoint Arena, and I've been to concerts at the Nottingham Caves. I've been here all my life and I'm still amazed by this place. I love Nottingham. Sometimes I stare at Hoxley's graffiti colourful walls, and sometimes I gaze at the deers running round Woollerton Hall. Supreme thrills, from chilling up at Green's Mill or up at that castle on the hill. Nottingham, I love you, and I always will. Visit Nottingham today.
So what does it mean to you? The time?
Sweat. The passion.
The thrill?
The determination.
The support.
The camaraderie.
But it's so much more than that.
We're playing for something bigger.
You ready?
Question is, how are you going to leave your legacy?
Well, here we are back with this second half action here, the Men's Open semi-final. It is Australia dominating the Cook Islands, but the Cookies standing tall here. And as my co-commentator Mel said at halftime, she hoped that they get some positive news out there. They just need to take it to the Aussies, and they certainly are doing that. And it's the Aussies here with the first chance in the second half. Norman, Jordan Marshall-King in the middle of the field. Norman comes out for Hennessy. Let's see what Hennessy does here. Goes short for Norman, but a great shutdown again from Graham. And a penalty for the Australians here.
Yeah, Australia's really relied on that long ball in most of their scoring plays this game.
Now it is Norman. Now the long pass. Shut down once again. Marshall-King with a beautiful release, but the defence came up off the line. No real intercept. They just had to block it. They had to disrupt, as you said. So they did that in defence here. There's Hennessy. Marshall-King around Hennessy, goes short, and then it's just an out ball there off the left foot. Geordie just found the space. Beautiful movement. and then gets the ball down.
Yeah, just being them on the outsides, but kudos to this Cook Islands team. Cook Islands, population of 20,000 odd, top 4 in the world at this World Cup, and they have beaten some big dogs out here with some massive, massive touch machinery behind them. So to see them out here in the semi-final is brilliant.
It certainly is the island nation, and beautiful people as well. As you said, lots of families involved in this push here to the World Cup from the Cookia, and it is very fitting.
Lovely little dummy in there. Sold me.
Sold you. It's the defence he needs to sell it to. As we see, again, this big ball out across the Australians, and that one let go by the Aussies. The ball goes to ground. So they bring it off their own line again. They've been used to this. And it is the Aussies moving up. Through Russell. Back in now for Hennessy. Hennessy just pulls out at the last minute. Now the push comes through the middle. There's Bob. Back inside. Picked up by Hennessy, goes long to the link, quick hands, catch and pass, and another try for the man that finishes them all, Sean Francis. Let's have a look at this on replay, because this is beautiful hand-eye coordination. That last pass, perfectly executed.
So hard to defend as well. The speed with which these Aussies get it through the hands, it's just insane to watch here live.
Hand-eye, that's what it's all about, and it's that heads-up football, being aware of where you are, knowing when to give, knowing when to go, and the Aussies certainly in control here, but the Cook Islanders keep bringing it. They take the attack to the Aussies now. Pick up from half. No openings. Hennessy shuts it down on the slide out, and now it is the Aussies that put the ball back into the centre. They build their subsets here beautifully, directing up through the middle. Now the sweepers have come on. Norman, first one out there. He drives it into the line. Marshall King comes late and deep. Mid-switch, they break it out to the left. Here's Norman now on the charge. Wraps around. Marshall King, hands again. This time the ball goes to ground, but you can see there the flow and then the movement of the hands.
Yeah, a little switch in the midfield there, and the speed at which they're driving those attacking rucks is just insane.
Now the Cook Islands push forward. Ball to ground, a turnover their own side of halfway. So this is a nice presentation for the Emus. What can they do here? Attacking opportunity inside the Cook Islands territory. Notley just takes it forward. Norman and Notley working in the middle. They want the ball moved to the right-hand side. Just taking it easy here, setting up for the play. Marshall King drops it in for Hennessy. Hennessy down, splits right. Marshall King comes through the middle, looks to go long, throws it short. Play on is a call, and there we go, all the way out again. Bodies in motion, just moving the defence around, holding one in, and then the long pass out wide. Francis, we'll see it here. Jordan Marshall King, that's a beautiful pass. That's striked up. There he is out of half. Ball down in the corner.
So fast with that phase play, aren't they? They took that dump 1 or 2 metres off the Cook Island lines, but they're so fast just to get that ball down and ping that pass out, catching a Cook Island defender behind the line, and lovely work by Australia.
The touch is made just in behind the defender. The line right there, like you said, only a metre or two away, but downtime of the ball was minuscule. Hands wide, try time.
Absolutely.
As the Cook Islands come back on the attack through number 12, that's Aiden Masters. He couldn't get to the line, but again, they're having a go. They're striking hard at this Australian defence that's so far standing tall. Bounce out here from Tylan Berryman. Berryman gets the ball out wide, but the ball goes to ground.
He's looked dangerous every time he gets the ball, Tylan Berryman.
Certainly has the number 2. Whether it was ball in hand or from half, he's looked dangerous. Mel, you're spot on. And now it is the Aussies that roll forward. Bob gets it outside. Here he is once again, rolling forward. Good meters here from Game and Bob. Just back to the mark he returns. There's Hennessy, finds Notley. Notley, it's out again, skips away, gives the ball. Just touched in flight. It was beautifully placed by Notley. He got him behind that little skip out when he breaks that and then draws the winger in. And that time, the winger got the hand of the ball as Notley straightens it up, dishes it back off for Jardel Bob this time. Now he goes into the line. There's Hennessy with the split play. 6 more. They're up out of the line again this time. It is Tomoko. Berryman Duff disrupts that play. Hennessy. Moffat just looking to come into the play there. Jardel couldn't find him. There's Hennessy. Jardel Bob. Sweeps around. They go to Bob, but up off the line. Penalty against the Cook Islanders. Tomoko Berryman Duff it was. It came off the line. Big deep breaths in there from Maxwell Masters in the middle. He knows he's got to defend this set. Bob gets it down. Beautiful ball outside to Hennessy. Hennessy off the right, goes short. Back to the midfield. Touch call. There's Maxwell Masters. As I said, he knew he had to stand up here, and he does. Hennessy dishes it off one-handed to Moffat. Moffat going for the line, and Masters again shuts down. So those big deep breaths, they've done him well here. Can he keep up this effort? Moffat down for Bob. Hennessy, they go back. This time he's beaten. He could have gone himself, Dylan Hennessy. The line was open. He hands it off to Moffat, and Moffat touch. Great D there from the Cookies.
Lovely D set from Cook Islands. They were shutting everything down that Australia threw at them. They'll take a lot of confidence from that, and they have driven into the Australian half very, very strongly here.
Yeah, a little flick out past the back as well. Beautifully done. That was Shanna Tamuri that got that beautiful flick pass away.
Oh.
Now down the outside they go, but the referee's called last touch. Oh. The skills of the Cook Islanders.
Yeah, little razzle dazzle, juggling the ball on that far side wing.
We love it now. As the Bob brothers come together in the middle. Now we roll forward. Jack Edwards it was that just punched it into the line. This is Norman now. Big ball from Jordan Marshall King out wide. How about that one? 30 metres, ladies and gentlemen, over the top. Even with that elbow injury that he's carrying in this game, beautifully delivered.
No wind up either, just straight out there. Lovely, lovely to see on field two here at the Nottingham World Cup.
James Courtney says, thank you very much, Geordie. I'll take that one. 14-2 now the score. It is the Cook Islands on the attack once again. See what they bring here. Split through the middle. Berryman Duff gets a little pass away. The Emus stand tall, force it back to the 7-metre line. There he is again, Berryman Duff. The penalty against the Australians, not moving forward.
One thing unique about this Australian defence, just watch and see how many times the Lynx come up and make these touches and try and save those middle pairings. It's really impressive to see.
There's Tyler Berryman. He got it out to Berryman Duff, and Berryman Duff went for the little flick pass, knocked down. 6 more again, repeat sets on the line. Always tough to defend, but the Aussies standing tall here. Striked up, play comes around in Tyler Berryman. I thought he was down. Yes, the referee agrees.
Lovely, it was ball down from where we were.
Yeah, tough to defend there in the middle. We'll see it. There's the sweeper play, and it is just a left foot. Little scissor step he got. And underneath the 2 defenders as they came together. Great try and a just reward for the young man, Tyler Berryman.
He's definitely been our pick, so great to see him get on the scoreboard with a lovely dive, tearing through the Aussie middles.
Yeah, they've worked tirelessly, this Cook Islands team. Said, against the might of the Aussies. Jamin Bob was attacking the line, but a penalty goes their way. A tap now. Russell with the ball, back to... There's Russell again, little bounce off the right foot. Corey Russell. It's just individual skills, team skills that set these Australians apart from most other teams. And looking for the team play, but then when it presents itself, they know when to go for that line.
Yeah, just wrong-footing the Cook Islands defender here. That lovely step back right through the middle.
Now it is the Cook Islands rolling forward once again. Edwards gets it down, sweeper play back inside. The Tortai Masters. Tortai Masters puts it down now. Back to Tortai Masters. He dives to the line. And now they are still on the attack. The pop pass out. And that is a turnover for the Cook Islanders now. Australia come off their line. Bob gets it down. Little stumble. Get off the deck, Jake. Now they recover, the Aussies. Wrapping out here. Beautiful penetration. Aussies roll on. Punch it up through the middle. Norman gets it down. Strike play for Hennessy. Hennessy picks up.
Oh.
Cridlin was looking to come in then had to drift out. And that ball goes to ground. The Australians turn over. 10 metres out from the Cook Islands line. Cook Islands spread it to the wing. Looking to get to their sub-box. They want the fresh legs on the field. There's Berryman Duff. Takes it into the line hard. Up over the halfway line now. 2 touches in this set remain. They switch it back to the short side. Now they straighten up through the half. Cut out pass. Was into space as well. They had numbers, but the ball goes to ground.
Yeah, tries to get the tap off there, but just not getting a hand on the ball.
And it'll be the Australians who'll interchange, indiscretion over on the far side box. And we have a penalty on the halfway line for the Australians. Now they have a full set of 6 here. It's almost like a tap off. So a set piece situation coming for the Aussies. They roll through the middle. That's Moffat. Bob goes to half. Back to Moffat. Russell just hanging around. Here he goes into the play now. Picks up Moffat, wraps around. They go back to the short side. Great defence. Moffat was through the line. Bob was unmarked, but the backhanded touch again from the Cook Islands, a sleight of hand. Is Russell now in the middle. It's it down for Marshall King. Marshall King with that lethal right to left pass. There it is again on display, but this time the referees call it forward.
Yeah, let off the hook, Cook Islands there. Scrambling across to try and save that one, but thrown forward by the Australian attacker.
Now it is the Cook Islanders again. Back on the inside for Reid, who was looking to go off. He now drops to the sideline. Back to the left it comes. Maxwell Masters drops it out for Graham. Back to Maxwell Masters. Down. Over the top inside, but taken. Intercept. Now they move the ball here through Russell. Little dummy. Now he goes down. Looks for the second phase. They bring it to the sideline again. Fresh legs pile onto the field. Hennessy just tucks in nice and close. Then he gives a release out to Notley. Notley with that skip out play again. Picked up by Notley. Big long ball over the top. Back outside for the wrap for Hennessy. Hennessy resets. Fires it over the top. Gets outside. And the ball goes to the ground. Australia move up in defence as the Cook Islands cruise down that far side, trying to get some fresh legs on. 15-3 to score. 4.5 minutes remain here in this men's open semi-final. It is Aparak Paul that takes it into the line. Cut out pass, skip behind for Pucky. Now it's outside for Graham, but the defence closes down in the form of Dylan Hennessy. And Graham touched on the wing, and now Bob brings it up through the middle, and they converge on this sideline to get the replacement players on.
That looked lovely from the Cook Islands. They're just struggling getting up the field. They're having to set up that strike dump a good 20 metres out from the Australian line each time.
Norman and Cridlin working in the middle there. Cridlin on the outside short, but Jordan Marshall-King holds it back, double pumps, and then fires a bullet to the link position. And it was beautiful hole running, perfectly executed. We'll see it here again. There it is. He cuts Cridlin out, and he hits Jack Edwards on that line. And that is exactly how the outside players should hit holes. You hit holes, the ball hits you.
Absolutely. Especially when they can pass like this Australian Men's Open team can.
It really has been a dominant team performance. There's been some individual brilliance, but the Australian foundation is laid on the team. It's all about working together as the Cook Islands come back on the attack once again. They're 8 metres out. Back on the outside, short ball. Now they go long. That one just goes forward. Graham can't take it. But again, they look dangerous, Mel.
Yeah, and you said it before, Adam. It's not one individual standing out. You're calling through the whole team sheet with a lot of these try lights. Everyone is standing up in this important semi-final game.
Makes it tough to call because the voice is starting to break. More names than necessary, but it's how the Aussies roll as we see a penalty against the Australians. So the Cook Islands 5 metres into Australian territory. 2.5 minutes remain here in this match. The Cook Islands through Berryman Duff. Now this is Tylan Berryman. Back to Berryman Duff. Tomoko stepping around. Maxwell Masters into half. There's Tylan Berryman. They're keeping it in the middle. These three players are the strike players for the Cook Islands. Which one's going to score, Mel?
I'll tell you what, a toss-up between the 2 and the 13 here, but I think Tylan Berryman is looking very good as they get a penalty for not moving up off the line.
Looking for Hennessy. Yeah, Dylan Hennessy calling the touch. Corey Russell is coming across. It's back into the middle now. Tylan Berryman. Masters into half. Goes back for Tylan. Tylan straightens up, but the defence comes across in numbers in the form of Jamin Bob.
So sharp.
One and a half minutes left on the clock. It is the Cook Islands on the attack. They've had repeated sets after penalties against the Australian defence, but the Aussies standing resolute. They don't want this line broken again. Tylan Berryman down for Masters. Masters to Berryman Duff. Berryman Duff over the top. Here's Courtney that gets up out of the line and knocks that one down. 6 more touches to face in defence.
And Tylan Berryman involved in everything. He's got the ball now. Keeping it very static now in attack, the Cook Islands.
Down they go. Splits back for Tylan Berryman. The defence closes down. Russell and Notley up off the line. Over the top it goes. Masters looks to go wide, comes back short. Here it is again, push through the middle. Long ball over the top, but that one was way forward.
Lucky not to get another penalty against them, the Australians. They look to be dropping very early on their own line to try and prevent those scores, as we've got a forward pass called.
This will be the final play. The siren about to sound in the background. Hennessy takes it forward. There's the siren. And Bob will shut out the play. And the Australians stand tall. 16 tries to 3. They'll make their way into the gold medal match. The Cook Islands set to face off in the bronze medal match with the victory of the the loser of the other semi-final.
Lebanon, New Zealand.
So the other semi-final was Lebanon and New Zealand. So the Cook Islands will take on the loser of that game. But Australia on their way to the gold medal match. Mel, outstanding touch football here from both teams, but the Aussies purely dominant.
Yeah, just brilliant from Australia. Their long balls are getting them a load of tries in this World Cup, and they set up those plays consistently through this game. But the Cook Islands definitely stood up in that second half, shut down the Australian attack a lot more. They only conceded 6 tries in the second half. and there are a lot of exciting players. And I fancy the Cook Islands' chances against Lebanon, but that is going to be a classic game for the bronze medal.
That'll be another cracker, one of the best bronze medal finals I think we'll see at a World Cup for a long, long time. But it will be the Aussies that'll go out there, and let's see what happens in that gold medal game. But we've enjoyed bringing you this one. I'm going to take a breather. We've got the mixed opens bronze medal match coming your way here shortly.
So what does it mean to you? The time?
Sweat. The passion.
The thrill?
The determination.
The support.
The camaraderie.
But it's so much more than that.
We're playing for something bigger.
You ready?